But we're gonna talk about that later. Right now, we're gonna talk about this one. God.
I do not condone any type of hate, harassment, or any behavior like that. Oh, I love telling stories. I love.
Same. All right, I'm glad that Michi laid that out for me, chat, because that would be obvious. But I feel like when people say shit like that, right? Even me, if I say shit like that, nobody's gonna give a fuck. You know why? Because people do whatever the fuck they want instead. I think a streamer should never be like responsible for what the fuck their audience does. The streamer has the responsibility to do as much, like, not necessarily protecting whoever they talk about, but like, the basic, yeah, I don't condone harassment, please don't go out of their way to like go to their Twitter and harass them. Like, that's the least a streamer's that's the most, rather, the most a streamer's responsibility can do. And aside from that, it's free game. Because for obvious reasons. I'm not usually awake at this time. Anyway, let's watch this.
Gossiping, I love telling stories. But what I do not condone is hate of any kind. No one should hate nobody. I love making conspiracy theories that are stupid. But if
Same.
you're conspiracy theories, but if you're connecting real life people's lives dots, that's just weird, champ. Okay.
You know what she's essentially saying? She's essentially saying she likes to rat. She likes conspiracy theories? Oh, I know what that is. That's a normie term for ratting. Okay. Okay, buddy. Okay.
Okay. Here's my breaking point. Before this, we were talking about the dream hypotheticals. We're still talking about my hypothetical dream in this situation. I am very much loyal to a T. However, there are two instances that really got me like a bit shaken up. The thing that broke the camel's back was definitely the money thing. Business is business, no matter
The money thing.
what.
That was like the fucking the tax thing, right? What money thing? Hold on. Maybe I'm forgetting things.
Fuck with your cash. Don't fuck with mine. And here's the thing, I appreciate Bishoujo for this. They are very, very transparent with their like cash flow and all of that. And I really appreciate it. Even though we don't really need to know. Not cash flow for everyone. Like for me, they're like, hey, we just want you to know merch is selling well, or like merch is gonna stop selling at this point. Stuff like that. They're very transparent with everything. I don't really need that. What I need is if Bishoujo says, hey Michi, you earned $5,000. And I'm like, okay, can I have proof? And then they don't send me proof. That's fine, but give me $5,000, no questions asked. However, if you say,
money.
Michi, you earn $5,000 and then you don't give me $5,000 and then you give me debt, that's when we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah,
I
or should I on a
as
tax
hand when
thing?
it comes to people, but when it comes
Transparent
to business,
on my
I think
VTuber company? Yeah, I mean, VShojo kind of has to do that now. I mean, okay, not has to. I say that as if it's their responsibility. But like, that's like one of their key appeal to their talents, right? They're more transparent than most. Yeah. Japanese company? On my Japanese company, right? Yeah.
it quite seriously. No one fucks with my cash. No one fucks with chat's cash. I'm very happy with Maiko because of this as well. Maiko has like the same mentality I do. I don't even...
When she said Michael, I was thinking of Mikineko. That's insane, bro. The brain rot has gotten to me. The brain rot has actually gotten to me. Oh my god. Rico is 20 and he behaves like a typical Japanese boomer. I don't think it's Rico himself. I think I meme about Rico is evil, right? But I don't actually think he's evil. I think it's at most incompetent. But I think the reason why it's structured this way or things are happening in the way that they are is because the fucking Japanese shareholders are actually the ones that are chasing his ass around rather. It's the actual boomers. Yeah. Because I fucking doubt Riku even knows what's going on with his company, right? I mean, he knows about the surface level stuff. He knows about the business side of the business side of the money and the business side of the thing, but not actually the complaints of the talent, what's going on. I don't think he knows. When you have a company that large and you have like over 200, 300 fucking talents, nope. You won't know jack shit. You won't care about jack shit. You're gonna hire somebody to care about that jack shit. And that's that person's responsibility to stop caring about it. Start caring about it, rather. That's how it works, I think. Thank you, Rushady. Kurosanji signs ego searchers confirmed by Michi. I mean, that's all agencies, chat. Like, all agencies, I would like to imagine, have spies where they would actually get somebody to see what other people are saying about them. Because in that way, if there's like dangerous rats, dangerous narratives, dangerous fucking speculations, or I mean, I'm saying the same thing 3 times. This dangerous impressions. Maybe people are getting fed up with misinformation and all that sort of shit. Maybe things are actually coming off good. Then you know what? Hell yeah, right? That's important. If I had a VTuber company, I would have that as well. Like I would have a spy. I would have like fucking ego searchers as well. Pretty sure that's illegal. I don't think that's illegal. No, because what's illegal about actually finding ego searchers and people to crawl through the web and find what other people are talking about you? I don't think that's illegal. Okay, no, that's not what I mean by spy GF skill. Like, I don't know if Nijisanji actually has spies in other VTuber corps, like to fucking steal their talents or whatever. I don't know if that's what's actually happening. But like, for people that are just scour social media and fucking Reddit, fucking 4chan, fucking Twitter, I don't think that's a crime. I think that's normal. Mm-hmm. That just makes me want to spread misinformation instead. Yeah, it would be funny. It would be really, really funny. That way, you want Nijisanji to notice you, spread misinformation. Right? Yeah. I don't know why they're so utterly incompetent, though, despite having that.
Even have to do anything. Maiko has been on everyone's ass. Once upon a time, I dreamt that I was traveling and I decided to visit the place that I worked for in my dream. Let's not say I, let's just say Bethany. Once upon a time,
Bethany.
A girl named Bethany was traveling and Bethany decided to visit a built-in office in which Bethany was working for. During that visit, Bethany was very excited because this is where Bethany is working. So Bethany was very excited.
And nobody gets excited visiting the place that they work for. They get fucking depressed. Unless they were a freelancer.
Then as they were giving the tour and etc.,
all right,
Bethany saw on the walls there were a bunch of cool
play buttons.
One of them had Bethany's name on it. And Bethany wanted to take a picture, but no can do. That's okay. That's okay. You know, Bethany understood.
You're not allowed to take a picture of your play button. The only picture you're able to have is the fucking thing that management sends you with the papers and everything, bro.
Sometimes privacy is a very big thing, and Bethany is a very private person, so Bethany did not take mind into that. But then during this time, Bethany made a joke about jokingly being like, you know, the hand gesture where you like, oh, shh, yoink, you know what I mean? So
yoink, okay, I know what she means.
Joke, being like, ooh, shh, yoink, like that, and like laughing about it. And then Bethany got scolded.
By who?
For making a distasteful joke. Now, was Bethany right? No. Perhaps that is a bad joke. But considering Bethany...
Wow. Bad fucking joke? That's bullshit, brother. Now, Fillion making his her Floyd Mayweather joke, that was a bad joke. That was a distasteful joke. This? What the fuck, man? Okay.
Bethany was working in the entertainment industry. Bethany thought people would take jokes easily and not have people think that Bethany was
Japanese, Michi, unfortunately.
That made Bethany feel pretty bad. Because it made Bethany feel like, wait a minute, did they really think that Bethany would steal? What kind of person do you think Bethany is? Why are you for real scolding Bethany for making what is clearly a joke? Did you take it seriously? Did you really think Bethany would do that? And the scolded was, we will kick you out of the building, scold. And Bethany, that hurt.
Wait, I'm out of the loop. Who's Bethany? Michi's PL, her boyfriend, her friend backup in Niji. Bethany is essentially her. Like, she's taking, hypothetically, Bethany, quote-unquote me, is doing this. Yeah.
Bethany's feelings. That sucked. And I was like, interesting, Bethany said. And Bethany was like, that's a joke. And then they're like, I get it. I understand. I can't have that happen here. Bethany said, okay, I'm sorry. I understand. I went too far. But deep down Bethany's heart,
she knows
like,
she did.
What the fuck? Am I not allowed to just pretend yoink? Bethany not only is not allowed to just take a picture of Bethany's own stuff, Bethany can't even joke about it. And that made Bethany feel very, very weird. Because Bethany was like, damn, that's weird. I didn't even touch it, Bethany said. Bethany didn't even touch it. Bethany didn't even like come close and pretend
I
to
think
like
that's
move
just
it up.
Japanese fucking too seriousness, I think. I think they're just way too serious. Like, they literally can't take a joke. I don't know who I don't know if this is Riku that told them that's not allowed and that was inappropriate. I don't know if that was just some random manager, but fucking hell, bro.
The wall. No, not at all. Bethany was on the other side of the room looking at the manager and being like, haha, shh, pointing inside her pocket. That's all Bethany did. They didn't
It
touch
was known.
it. They
Yeah, it
didn't
was a
try to
manager,
remove
right?
it.
Yeah.
None of that. Just the point at the thing, point at the pocket. That clearly does not fit. Who the fuck do you think Bethany is? Why? What's with this no jokes allowed kind of shit? It's like Bethany
No
just
fun
expected
allowed,
better
right?
from an entertainment company. That really got Bethany pissed. I'm gonna be real with you. I was quite pissed was what Bethany said. Do you think I would really steal after everything I've done for you? All my friends can just sign a piece of paper and I can sell that shit. What are you talking about? Bethany thought to herself. She really
True.
thought, you really look at me and see me as a thief after everything I've done for you, after everything I've did, after everything I've given you for fucking free. You really think I would come in here and steal? Is that how lowly you see of me? Do you think of me as that low? Is that
I think
how
she took it personally. Like, yeah, she really took it personally. Even, in the case of Japanese people, I think they're just super fucking out of touch boomers who are too serious, no fun allowed type of shit, militaristic. Yeah, exactly, militaristic, and she took it really, really personally.
low your expectations are of me? That's just rude, Bethany thought out loud. Clearly never really in front of anyone, because it's clear that Bethany can't do that. So
Yeah.
Bethany kept it to herself. Bethany did end up confronting them, and they did end up apologizing. And you know what? Bethany forgave them. Bethany forgave them
Whoa,
because
she
Bethany told
confronted
them. They were
them?
like, hey man, listen. I
That's
was
so fucking cool. Alright, let's go. She doesn't take it. She doesn't take
right?
that bullshit.
And you took it so fucking seriously. And that hurt my ego. I'll be 100% with you. And they apologized. And Bethany forgave them. But Bethany never forgets. Bethany will never ever forget that. Bethany remembers. Yeah, to make it worse, when Bethany decided, you know what, Bethany decided to go start making butter. Live her cottagecore life dream. When she
Okay.
decided, I don't want to work anymore. I'm gonna live my cottagecore life dream and make butter. Bethany do realize there are certain items here that are legally obliged for Bethany to return.
Oh,
back, because
God.
it's not Bethany's
Yeah, that's
item,
the contracts
right? So
that
Bethany
we saw through this. We saw the contracts regarding this. They're
Contracted
actually just
people.
legally obliged to return the stuff that Nijisanji borrowed them, bought for them, which makes a lot of sense. But like, that's so much of a fucking
Okay,
like.
where do you want
It's
me
so
to
fucking
send
weird.
your goods over? Because Bethany is a very honest person. Bethany may be an asshole, and Bethany may be stupid, but Bethany will never keep something that
Same.
does not belong to Bethany. Bethany contacted
Oh, no.
us, like, where can I drop
Boo!
them
Not
off?
a real
And they
thief.
never said
Boo! Not a real thief.
shit. So at that point, Bethany could have stolen it. But no, because you know what, chat? Bethany has a very strong honor code. So Bethany held on to that, flew all the way to where the their job is, which is like an 8-hour flight, and returned it personally. No one was like, okay, Bethany, send it over here.
Wow,
No,
okay.
Bethany did that. Even though Bethany could have just stolen that thing, she
Yeah.
could have kept it to
Yeah,
herself.
she should have
No,
sus- she should-
Bethany brought it with her.
You know what I think was happening here, chat? You know what I think was happening here? I think they would have done it if Mika Melatica was important to them. If they actually cared. Which we've already established that they don't care. They don't care about the individual talents for these fucking people, especially if they don't make any money. No, who cares, right? Who cares? Who cares about Mika Melatica? That bitch is not making us any money. Yeah, fucking dump all our money to all of Luxium again. I think that's just what happened. They just forgot about her. The same way how they forgot about most Niji ID people, even though a lot of them are technically already breaking contracts by doing VTuber activities even before they got graduated. Yeah, man, that's just how little Nijisanji cares. Is she talking about her PC? Probably just not her PC. Probably a lot of things as well. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, man. She was an above average talent in the company though, even considering her own JP branch. I mean, yeah, sure, but what about the money? Like, a person can get like 3K viewers. If they're not making that much money, nobody cares. Yeah, she made a fucking donation that got her 42K to donate to children in Indonesia, but none of that money is going to Nijisanji. So of course Nijisanji is probably not gonna care. Like 100% they're not gonna fucking care. They fucking money, right? Damn. She never even had merch. I didn't even know that she never even had merch. Jesus fucking Christ. The rules get selectively enforced too. Males get way more of a pass. I feel like rules always get selectively enforced in all VTuber companies, but in Nijisanji it's very, 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 very apparent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mika was the biggest ID talent, sadly. Yeah. And they don't care. Well, they kind of care about Lazulite and Soto. I mean, Lazulite made the money. That's the thing. Lazulite did give them money, especially Pomu. Speaking of the other islands, she speaks about them in longer 1 hour, 30-minute video, but you don't have to watch it now, just letting you know. Interesting, interesting. Alright.
Gave it back personally to the person that deserves to have this item, because that's the kind of person Bethany is. Very big honor code. So the fact that someone assumed that Bethany would sink so low to steal something really hurt Bethany's ego. If it came from someone that Bethany didn't know, perhaps it just might be a distasteful joke. But this person knew Bethany. Bethany knew this person, and that's what hurt the most. What hurt Bethany?
Like, they're not just fucking... That guy wasn't just fucking strangers with them. They already had a working relationship where that person already knew who Bethany was as a person and her personality. No, okay, yeah, okay, I get it now. Okay, actually, you know what, chat? I'm gonna be real. At first, I thought that she was just being like, oh, you know, you took this personally. It's like, come on. At that point, if that guy was just some random person that fucking Nijisanji hired to like walk you and tour you in the office, like, okay, who cares? Like, why are you getting like personal? But if that's the case, like if they actually knew each other, then okay, you know what? I get it now. I get it. I understand it. Fuck it. It was Bethany's manager. Yeah, that makes it worse. If it was Bethany's personal fucking manager, it makes it worse.
That it's like, oh, it's their job, you know, they had to do this. No, what hurt was the fact that they assumed it, even though they clearly knew Bethany would never do that. Because if Bethany was the type of person to screw people over, well, Bethany definitely could have. And until today, Bethany gives them, of course. They're good people in Bethany's eyes, perhaps just really strict at work, but good people nevertheless. But Bethany will never, ever forget. Bethany definitely could have done something. Bethany definitely could have screwed shit up. Because here's the thing, chat, in my hypothetical story for children, volume 6, page 12, Bethany remarks, the shit you see online, that's just one side of the story. What Bethany experienced was a whole completely different story.
She's feeding the rats. Let's go. She really does love conspiracy. Let's go, Michi. Bro, I fucking live for this shit, bro. It's fucking people, like ex-Niji people just feeding the rats intentionally or intentionally. There's a whole fucking DLC, alright.
DLC, I dare say. And if this DLC ever came to light...
Yeah?
Yeah. Lucky Bethany has an honor code.
Yeah.
Lucky. It's those things where it's like, because I guess Bethany forgave them, it's not worth it. The risk is way too big. It doesn't matter. Bethany is the type to stomach shit, okay? Bethany's not very good at letting emotions out. They forgive, just not forget. Now Bethany knows what to do and what not to do. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was the money thing. So all of that all together kind of was Bethany's tipping point. But I don't know who Bethany is, and I'm making the story up. So justice for Bethany! Hell yeah, justice for Bethany! It's okay though, because it's been so long that Bethany can't give a shit about it.
I want the
Bethany
DLC now.
Right now, Bethany's living the good life, doing absolutely nothing and not giving a shit. And now, Bethany, from what I heard from the ending of the story, there's a good ending to this.
Okay.
Now Bethany can just sit back, look to her left, and boom, right there. But weirdly enough, it says presented to Michi Mochivian Scambers. What a weird way to spell Bethany. But now Bethany.
I would pre-order. Yeah, I was about Moriarty. Oh my god, we literally mind melted for a bit here. Yeah, I would 100% pre-order that DLC. Whoa.
It was the breaking point. That being for...
Okay, false. I'm sorry. I really don't care. I just want to see. I just want to see where it is. This is probably the clip that we watched earlier, and then this one. Okay.
Michi then speaking firsthand about how Asian companies view replacing people.
The people that don't do well don't get much. And I did pretty well, and I don't get much. V-Shoujo is way...
Exactly. That's what I said, chat. Brother, that's literally what I said like fucking 10 minutes ago. Michi has, comparatively gets a lot of views, but she doesn't get a lot of money. She doesn't. Yeah, okay.
too supportive. Like, V-Shoujo is so supportive. I realize this when people hear, like, you're not replaceable. Hooray! That's sad to say, chat. A lot of Asian companies kind of do that. You know, like,
Yeah?
they don't tell you that, but
Yeah, which Asian company, Michi? Okay.
they make it clear that they can do things without, like, with or without you.
Of
And
course
if you
they
leave,
can. They have like 200 members. Why do they need you specifically?
or if
Okay.
you don't take up the opportunity, someone else will.
Michi going on further to talk about Asian contracts and their demands from her experience.
This is Asian company contract experience, okay? You get 15 pages. 13 pages are talking about all the things you cannot do.
Okay.
The next page is talking about what they are going to do if you accidentally break any of their 3 gajillion bajillion clauses. And the last page is just a recap. In V-Shoujo, when I got my contract, they forced me to get my own lawyer to read
Yo,
through...
Tsukino Kage, I work for Uniqlo, I can confirm. Yeah, man, look, the thing about jobs like that is that unless you're like a higher manager or you're somebody that's with experience, if you're working a low-skill, low-end job, you're fucking replaceable. Like, that's why a lot of these fucking... Like, let's say, like, for example, McDonald's, right? They have a high turnover rate because it's so fucking easy to train and get people to just understand what the fuck they're doing. So if the fucking air fryer guy, not the air fryer, the deep fryer guy leaves, they're just gonna get the fucking air fryer. There's like, people can do that because there's, not people, companies can do that because the job market is so small, but there's so many people that are looking for jobs. It's so easy to take advantage of desperate people that just wants to have money. US does this too, but California law forces stuff because all the rich talents that sues the agency. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. It's sad. It's sad that the law has to get involved. But again, these people, these fucking companies, they're not human. You should never treat them as such. When faced with these people, yeah, it's sad that you're probably gonna leave your manager that was really good to you. Or whatever. If you have that, maybe it's sad that you have to leave your friends that you had a good working relationship for a year or something. But if it's for your own sake, fucking leave the company, man. That's just what it is. At the end of the day, you gotta prioritize yourself. Never owe a company. Exactly. I made a fucking video about that and it failed. Even if you aren't replaceable, they treat you that way. Especially if they fire you. Especially if it's a Japanese company as well. Because if they won't fire you, they will just fucking harass you. They will just make your work life miserable until you wanna quit. That's like a very common thing in Japan.
My contracts. They were like, Michi, we're not gonna accept you, like, signing to our contract without, like, if you have not seek advice from your own lawyer, we're not gonna accept it. And I was sitting there and I was like, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I don't want my position to go to someone else. Because in Asia, chat, if you're in a job interview and then they give you a contract, you sign it. If you don't sign it on the dot, you don't get it.
Michi describing her working at the previous company as working out of fear.
Like, I didn't hate working, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I worked because I was really scared. Like, no, I worked out of fear. You know what I mean? Like, you know when you're like working because you're passionate or working because of money. I worked because I was so scared that I was scared of the things that may happen, I guess.
Michi speaking of a time with her previous company when she was told that without her, things could have been worse.
I had like a conversation with some people. I don't think
this is Niji. We'll see.
Dream. And they said, like, you know, some stuff might have been worse, right? Like, okay, here's the context. The full context was I let out all my feelings. I was like, hey man, it feels like I'm working this hard for nothing. You know, like, I work so hard and I'm at the position
That's
where
what
I
I need to
am.
hear.
Why does it feel like nothing's changed? And they're like, no, Michi, you don't get it. Like, I don't think anything can change, but you are the reason things are afloat. Like, things could have been worse, but because of you, things aren't as bad. In a group of so many people, chat, there's bound to be clashes, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine having a friend
In a group with so many people. Oh, come on. Come on. You can't tell me that's not Nijisanji, bro. Reset the clock. Nousagi was right once again. Of
group
course I am.
of like 20
Bro, we fucking predicted this shit like last year. Like last fucking year. And people didn't want to believe me. I was being lumped into I was lumped into one of those dumbass fucking ratters in fucking 4chan that was making shit up. No, man, I took in fucking I recognized patterns and like tried to enforce them with whatever leaks that we could find. And even if things were only remotely true, that was still kind of bad. And people gave me shit for it. People give me shit for it. Like, I called this out fucking since last year. And I'm still getting bombarded for it. Jesus.
people. Someone is not gonna like someone else, and that's fine. And like, imagine if there's like, I don't know, more than 100 people. Someone might not like someone else. That's like very common.
Okay, here's the...
You know? And I totally understand where they're coming from, because there was a point where there were some people that didn't quite like me, right? Not because...
And it's fine. And it's fine, chat. And it's fine. Look, the thing about workplaces like this is that you don't need to like the people that you're with, right? You don't need to like, I mean, optimally, right? You have to optimally you're gonna want to like your gen mates, because that's the people that you're gonna be probably collabing a lot, right? But you don't need to like your managers. You don't need to like your CEO. As long as the CEO is good at what he does, right? This CEO can be a massive fucking asshole, right? Like the absolute most biggest assholes in the world. But if he's good at what he does, and he gives you a manager that you can actually like, so you can convey things to that manager, and that manager can convey what you said to the CEO, like basically acting as a third party, then that's fine, right? As long as the wheel keeps turning smoothly, you don't need to like each other. As long as you don't feel threatened or you don't feel like you're under duress, that's fine. That's my opinion, at least. I mean, I personally don't know what the fuck they were feeling, but it's like, that's what I would think. Matara would beg to differ. Well, yeah, but like Matara is a hag. And like hags don't have time to deal with that bullshit. And she's a classy bitch that way, so who cares, right? Of course, Matara would beg to differ because that's just probably her personal preference.
Because of anything. Like, it's very understandable, because I was so, like, MIA. Like, I was gone.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
I rarely talk to my friends. I rarely talk to my coworkers. I rarely respond. Like, if let's say someone's like, hey, we have this thing going on, I can't. I'll be like, I can't join this right now because I have another collab, or like, oh, I can't join this right now because I have another event to sort out. There were so many times I couldn't join some stuff. When I can, I always do, but it's so rare. And I will admit it, it's my fault. Like, I did not put in the effort to maintain a relationship, right? And because of that, some people had this assumption that I was very, like, stuck up my ass. You know what I mean? Like, I was very like, oh, I'm sorry, you are
not
a
worth my
smaller
time.
streamer,
Yeah.
and I am now a bigger streamer.
Yeah. Okay.
And because of that, we can't interact. And I understand. I completely understand why people have that mentality of me, because of what I did. But it's just like, at that point, I didn't even have the energy to clear my name. Like, I didn't have the energy to be like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I can't, like, it's not that I hate you. It's not that I look down on you.
That part, I think, should seal the deal that it's Nijisanji. Why else would she mention a bigger streamer?
To maintain a certain, like, I have to earn enough and I have to work enough, so then people still see us as valuable. Like, I felt really alone for a bit. I can't even show my coworkers proof because I'd be breaking my own contract. So it's like,
My coworkers proof.
I remember
huh?
there was a time I did get confronted by one of my friends. They were like, hey man, I have to be honest, this is how I feel. And I couldn't say anything but sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. And they're like, do you have anything to say? I was like, I can't. Like,
What do you mean?
you don't get it. I can't
Okay.
say anything. All I can say is sorry. Like, you are so valid. If I were you, I'd feel the same. But I swear to God, like, I care about you. I really do. I care about everyone.
Okay.
I didn't really like get much. You know?
Okay.
Like, I get like scolded, but I didn't get like
Scolded. Okay.
many opportunities, if that makes sense. Right? And
Well, yeah.
I was
Business-wise, that technically makes a lot of sense because it's Indonesian, right? And like when sponsors are looking for people they want to sponsor, when you have a majority Indonesian fan base, even if that, I don't know if that's the case with actually what I don't know Michi statistics, but if you're branded as Indonesian and having an Indonesian fan base and belonging to an Indonesian group, that's gonna look not that good. Unless the company pushes for it. I mean, look at what the fuck happened to Hololive, right? Hololive advocates for the Indonesian branches really, really well. And fucking sponsors and companies like fucking bite that shit. Yeah. But Niji doesn't care.
scared that if I didn't do well, then the chances, like, you know that meme of like someone
Niji ID has
digging
actual cliquism. I mean, that again, cliquism is all cliques always fucking form. It's what happens in those cliques and what those cliques do that becomes the bad thing. Like it's not inherently bad.
and then the person next to them is like they stopped and they're so close to getting a diamond. That's how I felt like constantly. Like every day I'm like, oh, I'm so close. They'll notice me now, surely. Oh, okay, no. Tomorrow, they'll notice me now, surely. Like, that was what I was, my mentality. I've always, like, every time I work, I'm like, I'm so close. They're gonna notice me now. They have to notice me now.
Ah.
Now they notice me. Like, that's what I was doing. So, it did kind of, like, wear me off. Like,
Well, now we notice you, Michi. Now we notice you.
I'll be honest with you, I am burnt out, but not from content. I never really had a bad, like, impression about it, but because I was working so much, I didn't really get to spend any time with, like, my coworkers or my friends. I didn't really get to, like, talk with them or chill
Okay.
with them, because at that time, I feel like maybe it's because I was new or something. I was still, like, deep. I was, like, deep in the, like, I'm so close. Right? Like, I'm so close. I'm gonna get noticed now. Oh, like, I remembered. I was like, I did a good thing.
Yeah, you're right, chat. It's if that's the case, maybe it makes a lot of sense then that she's collabing more with EN than ID. And we're just ratting out of our asses here, but through that lens, it makes a lot of sense. I'm not
But-
sure. I'm not saying that's actually true. It just makes you recontextualize what actually happened, because like, yeah, that's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
I even told them, like, I'm not usually the type of person that be like, hey guys, guess what happened? I got 100K today. Huzzah! Like 100K subscribers. Wow! Like, I'm not that kind of person. But on that day, I remembered I did that. I was like,
Okay.
guys, I got 100K. And in my head, I was like, surely something's gonna happen, right? Surely. And then nothing happened. I was like, oh, maybe if I reach 500K. Maybe if I get
Ah.
150. And then 150 rolls around, nothing. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe 200. Maybe 500. And then I just gave up. Like,
Doesn't
I
Nijisanji have that thing where if you reach 100K, you basically get a 3D, or was that Hollow? I forgot, but I think Nijisanji had a system like that. But yeah, no, in this case, it doesn't make any. It does it like to Nijisanji, it doesn't make sense. Not make sense. They don't care. They really don't care.
it's just, I was working so much.
Michi going on to talk about her managers with the previous company until, quote, the Fire Nation attacked.
Okay.
Michi says they're nice, they're nice. Here's the thing. When I say they're nice, I'm talking about, like, in my dream, hypothetically, my managers. Right? I don't want this to get twisted at all. So I'm gonna make this as clear as possible, while also avoiding a potential lawsuit.
Okay, let's go,
In my
Michi.
dream, hypothetically, once upon a time, that my fish who had a pet fish, who had a neighbor, who had a cousin, who fell and had a coma, who had a dream. In this hypothetical scenario, their manager are very nice.
Okay.
Right? And then the Fire Nation attacked. Once upon a time, the world lived in harmony. The managers were very nice. And then, the Fire Nation attacked.
Is this referring to the part where fucking, like, the managers of the branch just fucking got out of the company to start their own fucking crypto company or something?
And the Fire Nation managers... Woof.
Took over.
Now
Yeah.
that's a different topic for a different day.
Oh god.
Not to... Okay,
The
in
merger.
my dream...
Oh, you're right. Oh, right, you're right. That makes a lot more sense. The merger. Of course it's the fucking merger, dumbass. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, let's go, Michi. Actually just confirming a lot of the shit that we already know.
It's not to my manager, nor is it to my coworkers. In my dream, it's towards the dungeon master. You know what I mean?
Ah, the dungeon master, the DM. Okay, I wonder who she's talking about. That's so. Let's not fucking call him a dungeon master. He doesn't deserve that fucking cool of a title.
My personal tick. A lot of Bethany, a lot of my dream Bethany story. None of the anger or disappointment is ever because of like their managers or their coworkers.
Okay.
It's to the GM.
Ah,
It's to the big guy.
The Grandmaster.
All the way up.
Michi going on further to talk about
Oh, that feels good. I mean, it doesn't feel good that she deserves that, but it's like being vindicated feels good. It probably feels good for her saying that as well, because like, you know, she's probably been holding it for so long and now she's able to tell the story and it's being received with the exact reception that she probably already expected. Company hardware, so we already saw this. V Shoujo's cut. Let's watch this.
Michi once again reiterating how V Shoujo recommended she have her own lawyer look over the V Shoujo contract and describing just how much V Shoujo takes.
They read it again. They're like, so this company of yours, yes? How do they make money? And I'm like, oh, it's stated right here. They take a cut from our like this part. Like they don't even take a I don't know if I can say this, but I'll say this. Like every money you give me, chat, every sub, it's completely 100% mine.
Hell yeah.
I was so shocked. Like I get to keep everything. They get to keep, like, in my opinion, Vishojo doesn't take enough. Like they take, it's just merch and sponsors and only like.
I've been saying, bro. I've been saying. I feel like everybody kind of knew this, but yeah.
Like a small amount. Like it's not like we're gonna be taking 99% of your sponsors
1% reference, okay?
and merch cuts. No, like they take nothing. And this might sound like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. This is the first time a company has treated me like I'm a valuable person. Like I'm a valuable asset. The first time I really felt like, oh, they want me here. Like they really want me here.
Yeah.
My first ever time getting merch was when I debuted in VShojo. My first ever time getting my sponsor was when I work in VShojo. So,
Your
is it
first
because
ever sponsor was in V Shoujo? Oh yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense then that Mika never really received any proper sponsors while in
only stream for but Michi, you've only been streaming for 4 months. Well, in my dream, I was stuck in that dream for like practically almost 3 years.
3 years. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Okay.
Many believing there's a
Yeah, no, brother, that should erase. Look, I've been saying this 4 times now. That should erase all the fucking doubts in your head that she's referring to Niji. She's not referring to Riji, rather. Obviously, that's fucking Niji. But yeah, oh my god. Oh my fucking god. God, that is insane. Oh wow. Fucking Michi just dropped an absolute nuke. Actually, soft confirming a lot of the rats, bro. Oh my god.